this event. You know, we in here with Tech. We got Dane, we got Pam Scott, we got Lisa Wrights, you know what I mean? Got a couple other guests coming through.
Thank you for tuning into Trill TV. We have a really dope show today. We have none other than Exit Fame in the building.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? You already?
And we've been fortunate enough that he invited us to come to his album listening party.
Yeah, we just finished the virtual listening party. It was something new, you know what I mean? But prayers for everybody with COVID. So we did it like that so everybody can get the experience, man. And thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. So first of all, I love the album. I love how you always give glory to God. I love it.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, definitely. You're always doing that, and it's a really authentic album, and you're very real, very authentic about your experiences.
Right.
Have you always been like that with your writing? You know?
Previously I was Fame Flint years and years ago, and I was making music pretty much about destruction, and I believe, like I always say, anything that starts with destruction ends, and that's how it happened. Okay. And then through my life experiences and my trials and tribulations, being shot, being stabbed, being in prison, and then the way my dad died, and getting into drugs and stuff like that. It took me, like when I say on the album, you know what I mean, I really met the devil. Like, I was at the bottom of the barrel, and anyway, my rescue mission, I like to call it, whether it was jail, the detox, people praying for you, the whole recovery system, shout out anybody in that, your passions start coming back to you. And that's what happened with me. And in that process, in that time, it was like hip-hop. It's not cool to say that you smoked crack before. It's not cool to say that you sniffed dope. It's not cool to say you stole from, you know what I mean, your own mama's pocketbook, or you've been to jail and you went to prison. Like, I mean, those things are kind of glorified. But in a sense, it was like coming back into hip-hop. How do you do it? And that was how my name was developed. And it was Exit Fame. And that was just to let myself know to be just Eric. And kind of motivated off of Eminem and 8 Mile. I used all my lowest moments and just put it all out there. And God's using it to show people that no matter what your circumstances are, you can overcome and chase your dreams.
Yeah, definitely. I think people appreciate that too because it's real, and so many people can relate to that, you know?
Right.
And you can definitely inspire other people that are going through that. Well, if he went through that, and now look at where you are, then they can do it too.
Right.
So you know. Okay, so I know you have Never Go Back 1 and then Never Go Back 2. So what?
Yeah, Never Go Back 1. Shout out Tyrain, man. That was last year. We Never Go Back 1. It just, you already know, man. Never go back, and it's for any. It's not just about drugs. For people that were in the system, for females that were in bad relationships, domestic violence, kids that were in foster home, whatever you made it out of that you made it out of, it's just to never go back. And that's the slogan, that's the motto, that's what we're running with. And just never go back to what you made it out of. And I don't know, but part 1 was more, you know what I mean, it was, people loved it. I still perform that record, I'm gonna run it. And part 2 was just more intimate. I started the album off with it, you know, just got a little more deeper into it. And I think I said that in the beginning of the second verse. I was like in a crack house with my son's mother, and I remember telling her, looking up through this little window, I was like, something's about to happen, things are about to change. And that's what I talked about in that song. And just never going back to that. I keep the pain up front and just trying not to go, you know, just remember where you came from.
Yeah, definitely. That's cool. That's cool. So you've been so busy, because you know I follow you, I think everybody's following you, but this past year you've done how many shows? So many.
So, yeah, when we tallied it up, it was ridiculous numbers, but the shows was about, like, this might not be an accurate number, but it was about, like, 23 to 26 shows.
That's a lot, and especially now during this whole
situation. 2021, they kind of let the leash off, and I was able to go to places like Atlantic City, and go to New York, go to Los Angeles, New Hampshire, Maine, and just all over Boston, of course, and Massachusetts, and just it was just a campaign. It was just about expanding and getting that name out there, and putting together a good show. You know what I mean? And that's what it was about, and that's what we did.
Wow, that's cool. Cause I'm like, you even during this whole situation, it seemed like it didn't stop you at all. Not at all.
Nah, man. I mean, no. I mean, mind you, I work 2 jobs. I work at FedEx. I work at a detox program, and those little 2 days off that I get, we maximize it. And of course, you know what I mean, getting time off and doing what you got to do. But somehow, like I said on the album, God gonna make a way. He been doing it, man. You know, so that's how that works.
Yeah, cool. So also, like, you have a daughter, right?
Yes, I have 2 daughters,
Oh,
Briella and Inaya.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, like, how do you has being a father like helped motivate you a lot with your music?
I mean, you know what I mean? Anytime I go to the passion, it comes from the pain. And unfortunately, because of bad choices in my life, a while ago, I missed some vital moments in my children's lives. And it's not about playing makeup. It's about showing that I'm here now. And it's a process. I have very good relationships with my children. I got 2 daughters and a son. And you know, it's a work in progress. But my oldest is 16, my middle daughter is 7, and my son, he's 2. And but just, you know, it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress. Kids, you know what I mean. But we have a good relationship right now.
That's good. That's good. I have a son. He's 16 too. So
yeah, it's crazy, right?
What does your 16-year-old think about you? You know, rapping and everything.
She's my biggest hater.
Of course.
Shout out Inaya, but she, man, you wouldn't believe her creativity abilities, and I learned a lot from her, and the type of music she listens to is something that people aren't listening to, and I can just walk in that room with her and I always leave with something when I'm with her. So, but I think they get to that age 16, even when I was there, they're in a world of curiosity.
Right. And
curiosity governs their decisions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just wanting gratification of understanding what they want to know about. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah.
Also, you're very, very like lyrical. Have you always been that way?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a student of hip hop. Christianity is you know what I mean. That's my spirituality, but hip hop is my religion. I'm big on lyrics.
I can tell.
Lyrics. That's what it's about, you know. But the new music is different today, and they express themselves more with creativity. But I come from that school of the pen and the pad, and it's very therapeutic for me, and I just love to see the reaction when people get your bars and it touches home. I love that, so that's what that's about.
Right, I love it because you've got a lot of quotables. You can go back and listen to it. Oh my God, I can't believe you said that. And I love that you have that lyricism, but you also, you know, you always reference God, and you can do that. I think it's cool that you're doing that, letting people know that you can.
You can blend them.
Yes, you can blend them and still be yourself and still be real.
And you can still, and it's amazing that the people in the streets and they love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the dudes that are living that life, like I'm good with everybody. Because one thing about making music and hip hop, no matter who you are, you gotta respect lyricism. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what form of life that boy can spit. You know what I mean? So I try to, or if that girl can spit. So I gravitate towards the lyrics.
Good.
I'm big on that.
Yeah, I like that. I love lyrics too. That's what I came up with. So, You know. Also, I hear you have a book. Am I right? You have a book.
Man. We started it in 2021, and then May God Be With You 1 took off, and then the shows took off, and then in her career, shout out to Risa. Risa writes. She has 2 books out right now. She's a publisher, publicist for everything that I'm doing. A very good friend of mine, and we're working on it. And I think we're on like chapter 6, and it's time to knuckle down and get it done. We want to release it in June. On June 17th.
That's soon.
Well, we've been working on it for a while.
Oh, okay.
And these things just keep coming, but that's the goal. But on God's time, you know, when it happens, it's gonna happen. Yeah.
Okay. And I love this picture. This is the album cover. I love
it. Man. Shout out my man Flo. He's my graphic designer. He did that. And if you go to part 1, you can see that I'm on the boat. In part 2, they threw me off the boat. So.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
And I saw on the link they've got the shark swimming in there.
Yeah, man. That's what we doing.
Really
we just risking it and jumping in. You know.
Yeah.
The goal is to pretty much reach the people who are not getting a positive message. How do you reach the people? The same way the devil tempts people with temptation. And we're just tempting people with what they want to hear. We try to make that same sound. We're trying to make that same look that appeals to the streets and people in negative situations and what they like, but put the message in it.
Right.
And then just using the devil's tricks on what he's doing to God's people.
Wow.
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
there's a mission behind this.
I see that. I love it. I love the
Yeah.
mission. I love it.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of features on your album too. A lot of artists.
Yeah, man. Shout out Sia Law. Shout out Minnie Clay. I love her flow. Yaya Gabbana. You know, Dope World, King Skelly, Hater LeBlanc, Dre Robinson, my big OG Mathematics. A lot of Nelly Pro Tools, man. He was so instrumental. 49 Keys, Big Homie Guap, and there was some people from Cyber Sound, Erica Singer, Getting Brady from Surfire. If I'm forgetting anybody, forgive me. But we it was Grimy Gert.
Yeah.
That's my dog, man, and yeah, man, it was a lot. We was working on the album since Atlantic City in July. It just came together the way it was supposed to. So here we are.
That's really not long. That's only what? That's like since July. That's when you first started, right?
We was on our way to Atlantic City, and I started writing in the back of the van.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not really a long time. It's only like 6 months now, really. Since July, yeah.
Well, the first album came out in June, and this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
So there's May God Be With You
back.
1 and May God Be With You 2.
Back to back. You really been working.
Well, it's about momentum with hip hop, and when you recognize it, just because I think rappers and any entertainers, period, especially locally, we get caught up with our small little demographic.
Yeah.
This little region, and because it gets old to them, and I fell in this myself. We feel like we just gotta create, and sometimes I got caught up in that, but it's a momentum, and when you see the momentum, this album's like my first album to people. Not even understanding that there's a thing, but that's why I make part 1, part 2, because if you really get in tune, what is part 1? I want to hear that.
Yeah.
It makes you have to go back.
That's true, yeah. Then
you know what I mean?
Create new fans and come back and check out
and then
all
go back. Yeah, so that's what it's all about. This is playing with this whole thing.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Exit Fame, for having us on.
Thank you. We finally got it.
I know. We've been trying, but I guess it was meant to be. Today was a great day with the listening party.
We did it. We did it the right way.
Exactly.
But you already know, man. Keep God first. May God be with you too. Out now. Exit Fame. We live, man. Let's go.
Okay. And now let everybody know again where they can find you. Find all your music.
Right now, you can go to my Instagram, and the link on my Instagram, when you go to the page, it's there, Linktree, everything from iTunes to Spotify, Amazon, Tidal, YouTube. We got new videos out. Oh, no, he didn't. He just left Los Angeles and shot the video out there. And on Facebook, Exit Fame, there's a couple different pages, but Snapchat, and Twitter, and TikTok. We on all platforms.
You're everywhere. This man is everywhere. Check out his music. Please support this man. Exit Fame. And you know where to find me. Padma Scott Trill TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace.